From the brand new Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, Stateliner Sports Network proudly presents Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Tonight, the Stateliners play host to the Rams of Southern Regional. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Bob Kirk, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Phillipsburg Southern Wrestling is a service of the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics, an official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. By Ahart, Frenzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg, and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Visit us at urcocu.com. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. And by Welcome to the Pit. The history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. Stateliners come into the match with a record of 9-2. The Rams are 14-1 under 17th year head coach John Stout. This has been a very good series. This will be match number 11 in the series that Southern leads 6-4. They first met in 1997 in the Group 4 final, and a lot of the early matches were in the Group 4 tournament, either semifinals or finals. They have been meeting, they met in duels also in 2005 and 2006, and since Southern in 2015 moved up to the new Group 5, so they've been having dual meets then. Again, Southern leads the series 6-4, Phillipsburg winning last year 36-23, and the last Southern win was 2 years ago, 33-31. We're going to begin the match at 113 pounds. And for Southern at 113, it'll be Jason Scerbo, a sophomore, 12-5, against Phillipsburg senior Cullen Day, 18-7. 120, Owen Kretschmer, a senior for the Rams, who's 12-7, against Phillipsburg junior Travis Jones, 23-4. 126, Sebastian Delegati for Southern. He's a junior, 17-5, against Phillipsburg junior Brendan Fox, 1-9. 132, Southern has a couple of wrestlers weighed in there. That's Robert Woodcock, a sophomore, 14-2, or senior Matt Barnett, 7-1, facing Phillipsburg junior Kyle Tino, 13-6. 138, we assume that Barnett will be going up there to wrestle Phillipsburg's Cody Harrison, a junior, 19-2. 145, Nick Pepe for Southern is also weighed in at 138. 145, Pepe is a junior, 16-4, against Phillipsburg junior Jason Zinsmeister, 13-9. 152, each team has two wrestlers weighed in there, but right now, public address announcer Ed Mancinelli has asked everyone to stand as we'll have the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem from Phillipsburg High School. At 152, the Rams have weighed in Dan Gorman, a senior, 15-6, and junior Nick O'Connell, 15-0. The State Liners have weighed in Brian Meyer, a senior, 21-2, and senior Josh Ramos, 14-6. O'Connell is ranked third in the state. Meyer is ranked second, and O'Connell beat Meyer in overtime last year, 7-5. So whoever doesn't go at 52 will be going at 60 for both teams. 170 for Southern, either Luke Gowan, a junior, 4-1, or sophomore Ben Paro, 5-1, against Phillipsburg senior Lance Wissing, 24-3. 182 either Vin Neely, a senior, 17-5, or the coach's son, John Stout, a junior, 5-2, against either Austin Roth, a junior, 11-8, or senior Shamir Brothers, 9-11. 195, either Mealy, Stout, or JT Cornelius, a sophomore, 13-7, against either Roth or Brothers. 220, either Cornelius or Matt Mechanic. He is a senior, 18-2, will face Phillipsburg's Gage Horvath, a freshman, 0-1. Then Mechanic or Jaden Smith at 285. Smith is a sophomore, 5-5, against Phillipsburg senior Pat Sharp, 14-11. And we'll end it at 106. It'll be Matt Brielmeyer for Southern. He's a freshman, 14-9, against Phillipsburg freshman Logan Matsko, 12-11. So the State Liners, Bob, expect to get off to a good start with Cullen Day and Travis Jones.
Yes, Coach Post likes most of the matchups that he's got tonight, and he's looking for some key results at 106, 132, 82, or 95. Figures if he gets one of those, if not more, they'll be in good control of the match.
We've got a matchup according to NJ.com. You have Southern in the 10th ranked spot, and Phillipsburg is ranked 12th. And that is just the opposite of the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association. They have Phillipsburg ranked 8th in the state, and Southern is ranked 12th. The top 10 in the Wrestling Writers Association is Bergen Catholic, Del Barton, Howell. And Howell and Hunterdon Central are both in Central Jersey Group 5. Then you have Paulsboro, Pope John, Emerson Park Ridge, Hunterdon Central, Phillipsburg, Seton Hall Prep, and Hanover Park. Our referees tonight are Frank Leitner and Lou Riccardi. Captains and coaches meeting out in the center of the mat. The Rams of Southern Regional from Manahawkin in Ocean County. Coach Post coming out to join referee Riccardi, who's going to do the flipping. Won by Southern. I think they took... now Lou's going to go over to the scorer's table first, or... Okay, Frank's going to let us know. Okay, thanks.
113 for the Rams, Jason Scerbo.
Green even, that would be Southern, because I think they won that flip. So Cullen Day, a senior, 18-7. Yeah, that means Phillipsburg would have to be out first at 152. I'm sure that's what they wanted. That's what Southern wanted. So we have Cullen Day, a senior, 18-7. And Jason Scerbo, a sophomore, 12-5. Scerbo with a wrapped left knee and thigh. State Liners in their predominantly garnet tonight with with white and gray trim. Rams are in their black and Vegas gold, is looking for a high crotch is Day in the right leg. Trying to pull that leg through at the edge of the mat. Trying to walk Scerbo back towards the center with that. Day lifts him up onto his shoulder and brings him down for the takedown. Day is on top, 2-0. Day has the legs split at the edge of the mat, and referee Lou Riccardi says you're off. We'll go back to the center with Day on top 2-0. Minute 12 to wrestle in the first.
Very effective with Cullen Day picking up Scerbo.
Day left hand tight waist, chops at that right elbow, looking for a hazard tilt. As he controls that left wrist. Scerbo stands, brought back to his knees by Day. Coach Post has shed the sport coat in the first minute here of the opening bout. Day hazard tilt, trying to turn him to his left. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. Day will have 3 back points on the tilt. Day trying to stick him on that left shoulder. Going to roll him back to his belly, and that's 3 back points for Day. Phillipsburg Seniors on top 5-0. Going to try and load up the hazard tilt again to the left. 1 count. Rolled on through on that attempt. He's going to try and set it up again. They try and turn him to his right. 1 count. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 3 back points for Cullen Day, and he'll be out in front 8-0 after 1. Day decision Scerbo 8-1 last year. Day defers. Scerbo will choose neutral. Cullen Day is a defending district champ and a region runner-up. 68 career wins. 33-9 last season, 16-8 as a sophomore. The sophomore starter for the State Liners at 106, and his junior year at 106. Scerbo dives in, and they're off the mat across the way, 23 seconds into the second.
Day won 19-6 against Parkland's Brian Diaz. Scerbo coming off a loss against Ben Scerbo of Point Pleasant.
Scerbo dove in, and Day sprawled. Day looking for a double. Wants that high crotch again, picking up the right leg, trying to pull it through. Trips, takedown for Day. He's up 10-0. Very successful with a hazard tilt. Got 6 back points in the first period. Wraps that tight waist around the right side of Scerbo. Day's trying to set up the hazard tilt and turn him to his left. Has the left arm pulled across the body.
Worked that tilt 3 times in the first period and got 6 points out of it.
Got a half in the wrist. Did not break the plane, according to referee Lou Riccardi. He's trying to work a power half now. Right in the center of the mat. Trying to turn him with a power half to his left. Has the right leg, left leg in. Pressure on the head and neck. Again, reaching inside for the wrists. Now let's look at a cross-face cradle, trying to take the right elbow back to the knee. Gives up on that. 10 seconds to go here in the second. Phillipsburg's Cullen Day on top 10-0 in the first bout of the night. Over Jason Scerbo of Southern, it's 10-0 Day after 2. Going to be Day's choice. And he'll go neutral. Going to work takedowns. Day has 2 of them to go with 6 back points. Scerbo is a District 29 third place finisher last year, finishing 3rd in the opening tournament of the year at Southern. He has 25 career wins.
Day got in deep on a leg for both of his takedowns.
Scerbo trying to front head and arm. Day hanging on to the upper right arm so Scerbo can't spin behind him. Maybe near a stalemate. That's the call from Lou Riccardi with 1:27 to go in the bout.
Day took about half a shot, really didn't penetrate, and then just locked on that arm of Scerbo's.
Circle each other. Scerbo trying to snap down on Day. Day picks off that elbow. They eye each other up right in the center. I think Day would like to stay out of the tie-up.
Yeah, that's what Scerbo wants. Everything's up top.
1 minute to go in the bout. Day dives in on a double. Going to drive through with the double. He's got the takedown. Day leads it 12-0. Going to try and turn him at the edge of the mat. They'll get a fresh start with 45 seconds to go. So if he can work a hazard again, can get that hazard tilt, he'll build to the technical fall. 45 seconds remaining.
It's good pursuit by Cullen Day on that double. It's the third or fourth step that actually allowed him to wrap up Scerbo.
Day finishing third in this year's Hunter and Sussex Warren. He was a champ in 2017. Reaching back through the crotch. Thigh pry with the left hand. 30 seconds to go in the bout. Trying to drive through a half. Tries a half on the left side. Now controlling that left arm at the elbow. Gives up on that. Tight waist. Going to try and check him back. Scerbo is able to get through that. Now he wants a power half. Pressure on the head and neck with 5 seconds to go. So Cullen Day will get a major decision. It'll be a 12-0 final for the Stateliner senior. Through one, Phillipsburg leads Southern 4-0.
As Travis Jones was warming up, he had a Captain America t-shirt on. I don't know if he normally wears that, but it seems appropriate.
Travis, a junior, 23-4, facing senior Owen Kretschmer, who is 12-7. Looks like they're going to go 6-6. Lou Riccardi is going to be the referee for this bout as well.
Jones just looks so impressive.
Jones with half a shot. Kretschmer sprawls. Jones is in on the right leg. Hand and a wrist behind that right leg. Jones trying to pick that leg up or hook the leg. Kretschmer trying to take Jones off his base. Jones trying to drive through with that leg. Still no advantage here. Jones going to pick up the legs over top his head. Well, had him there momentarily. Now wants to pick the leg up. Picks up the right leg. Kretschmer hopping up and down on the left foot. Jones trying to switch to a double and step through it and has the takedown. Jones leads 2-0. Very workmanlike effort for Travis Jones. Trying to turn Kretschmer to his left. Kretschmer squirms out of it. He's got the leg split and that claw on the left shoulder to turn Kretschmer to his left. Lou Riccardi says he has not broken the plane with that. There's a 1 count. Jones, 1, 2, 3. Drives him again. Kretschmer trying to keep that right shoulder off the mat. Under 30 seconds to wrestle in the first. Jones going to try and bar the right arm now. 3 back points, he leads 5-0. Bars the right arm, has the left wrist. Driving the bar right in front of our Stateliner Sports cameras. Steps across with the bar. 9 seconds to go. Kretschmer doing a great job to avoid being turned over, and he will fight off that bar, and Jones will lead 5-0 after 1.
Jones just couldn't get his near leg over to step completely across with the bar, but he's used that claw ride very effectively. And you're right, Mike, well, on that takedown, he tried circling left, right, tried to go out the back, and eventually picked up that leg to get the takedown.
Jones underneath to start the second. Travis, defending district champ, 4th in the region last year. There's the Peterson roll by Jones that Southern coaches to our right were telling him to be ready for, and he did fight that Peterson off, trying to cradle Jones. Jones is able to squirm, free his right leg. Jones trying to come out the side door. Kretschmer still in control. Jones trying to pop his head as he picks up the left leg. Minute 20 to go here in the second. Jones. Whizzer put in there by Kretschmer. Jones trying to slip the whizzer for the reversal at the edge, and does as they go off. And Jones leads 7-0.
By trying so hard to avoid the Peterson, he left himself vulnerable to the other move. But at one point, I thought Travis was going to slap a half on, and that was going to be bad for Kretschmer.
Kretschmer tries to stands. See if Jones goes to pick him up. Picks him up. Matt return. Looking for a cross-face cradle, controlling the left elbow. Weight high on the back of Kretschmer. Jones going to ride now from the left side. He's got that left arm of Kretschmer's caught behind him. Kretschmer gets the arm free. Jones, right hand tight waist. Trying to pick up on the right ankle and break down Kretschmer. Wraps that tight waist around his left side. Again goes with the, try to pick him up and step through. Jones picking up on the left ankle, take him off the mat with 18 seconds to go in the second. Travis Jones of Phillipsburg leading Owen Kretschmer of Southern 7-0. State Liners lead the match 4-0. We're at 120, second to 14. Jones trying to break him down. Final 10 seconds of this second, trying to work a hazard tilt. Kretschmer trying to roll on through, and does. Jones is trying to check him back to his left. We'll run out of time. It's 7-0 Jones after 2, and Kretschmer will take neutral in the third. Travis Jones, a Hunter and Sussex Warren champ, third in the Bethlehem Holiday, sixth in the King of the Mountains, ranked 8th in the state as Kretschmer tries to get in on a double. Jones locked through the crotch. Still no advantage. There's a takedown for Kretschmer. 7-2. Kretschmer looking over to the Southern bench for some instruction. Wraps the tight waist around the left side. Again, the coach is telling him to watch the Peterson. Reaches inside for Jones' left wrist, takes the right wrist. Trying to half Nelson from the right side. Jones trying to get hand control and come out and face him. Jones rolling on through. Headlocked by Kretschmer. Pressure's on the head, still no advantage here. Kretschmer still in control. There's the Peterson by Jones, and he's got the reversal and back points. Will Riccardi counts out 3. Jones will get 2 back points. It's a 4-point play, and he leads 11-2. They're off with 36 seconds to go.
Kretschmer was trying so hard to avoid the Peterson that he was riding at a distance, and he really didn't have a lot of weight on Travis Jones. But Jones was persistent in pursuing that Peterson, and he finally got it.
Jones has built to the major at 11-2. He's going to try and load up a hazard tilt. 30 seconds to go in the bout. Has the claw on the right shoulder. Kretschmer trying to stand. Jones will try a standing hazard. Kretschmer able to get to his knees. There comes the hazard. Rolls on through. 1 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 back points for Travis Jones. He leads 14-2. He'll have another major for the State Liners at 120. 14-2 for Travis Jones. We're through 2. Phillipsburg 8 and Southern 0.
Jones with his usual solid performance, and that Peterson roll continues to work so well for him as he gets a 4-point play in the third period.
Jones with now his 53rd career win. Kretschmer had 68 career wins going in. Sebastian Delegati and Brendan Fox. Delegati, the Southern junior, is 17-5. Fox, the Phillipsburg junior, is 1-9. Delegati diving in on Fox's right leg. Fox sprawls, able to pick that arm off from behind. Fox looking for a bear hug. At the edge, and Delegati trying for a headlock as they go off the mat.
Delegati's got 6 pins this year. On his career, he's 25-11.
Delegati dives in on Fox's left leg. Fox fights that off. Dives in on the right leg. Picks the right leg up. Fox trying to come back with a whizzer. Wants to pull that right leg through. Trips with the left. Trips at the edge. There's a takedown for Delegati. Leads Fox 2-0. Wraps the tight waist around Fox's left side. Fox with a Peterson. He's out on the escape, 2-1. Just under a minute to wrestle in the first. 2-1 lead for Sebastian Delegati of Southern over Phillipsburg's Brendan Fox. Fox reaching for the legs. Got flattened out looking for a double. Now he's up on his knees. Delegati able to come out of that. Dives in on Fox's leg. Fox sprawls. 30 seconds to go in the first. Diving in. Fox sprawls. Fox in on the left leg of Delegati. Delegati fought that off. Looking for a cement job. And Delegati's able to pop out of that. Very entertaining first period here at 126.
The counters by both Fox and Delegati have been really good.
Delegati diving in on Fox's left leg. Trying to pick up Fox with 6 seconds to go. Fox trying to reach back for a whizzer. 1 second and no takedown. That was, he needed about 0.2 of a second to get the takedown. It's Delegati 2-1 after 1. Fox choosing underneath to start the second. Delegati, a District 29 runner-up last year, 6th in Region 8. Champion in the opening tournament. And finishing 6th in the Hunterdon and Central Holiday Tournament. Fox sits out, turns in, has Delegati's right leg. Delegati locked through the crotch on Fox. Delegati still in control. Fox has Delegati's right leg, trying to pick that leg up. Now looks Delegati still locked through the crotch, trying to get his left leg up over top of Fox. Maybe getting near a stalemate here.
That's Delegati's best play because he doesn't have any way out of this otherwise.
He is maintaining control here. No need for a stalemate. Just under a minute to wrestle in the second.
Eventually hipped over Fox. Fox hit that switch really well, but Delegati followed.
He almost comes out. Fox has to pop ahead. Now he's looking for a reversal. He's going to get one. Fox has an escape. It's 2-2.
He really cleared his hips quickly.
Right in front of our Stateliner Sports Network cameras. They come off the mat tied at 2 in the second with 33 seconds remaining.
He's going to pivot it out and shot his hips clear.
Circle each other to the left, kind of shoot simultaneously. Delegati's in on Fox's left leg, trying to pick him up over top. Trying to stay locked through the crotch is Fox, trying to get his left hip up off the mat, and can't. There's a takedown for Delegati, and he turns Fox. 2 count, 3, 4, 5, 3 seconds to go in the period. That'll be a 5-point play for Delegati, and he leads Fox 7-2 after 2.
Sebastian Delegati just kind of popped out the back there and ended up with a claw ride, Travis Jones style, and made a 5-point play.
He's had the better of it on their feet. I think Fox was looking for a little blood time. Picks up Delegati, gets him back to his knees. Delegati stands again. Fox will lose him on the escape. It is 8-2. Dave Post screaming instructions at Fox. Pressure on the head. Not able to get behind Fox for a takedown. 30 seconds gone here in the third. Southern would like a takedown here and get a bonus point and a major as Delegati dives in on Fox's right leg, trying to pick those legs up over top his head. Dumps Fox down to his left hip. Fox comes up to a stand. Delegati picking up the right leg. Trips with the left, has the takedown and goes up 10-2. 1 minute to go. It's 10-2, Delegati.
Delegati has shown a lot of quickness here, and Fox's counters have generally been good, but Delegati keeps coming after him.
Fox is set. Delegati wraps the tight waist around his left side, chops at that right elbow, left elbow. Dave trying to get wrist control. Fox tries to roll. Delegati stays with him, trying to bar the left arm. Fox frees the arm. 30 seconds to go. Tries to claw on the right shoulder of Fox out the left side. Fox sits, tries to check him back. Fox trying to get his arm free. He's able to get to his knees, avoid being turned with 15 seconds to go. Trying to work a power half. Trying to come out the back door. Delegati stays locked through the crotch. And Delegati is going to get a major decision. It'll be 10-2 for Southern at 126. We are through 3, Phillipsburg 8, and Southern 4.
Delegati showed a lot of skill in that bout. Fox did well to fight him off early, but Delegati just kept coming, get the 5-point play in the second period, and then a takedown and escape in the third.
Kyle Tino for Phillipsburg. We have to wait to see who's checking in for High Point. Either Robert Woodcock or Matt Barnett. Woodcock is a sophomore. 14-2. Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, a junior, 13-6. Woodcock a lot taller than Tino. Tino dives in, left leg. Hands behind the left knee. Tino circling with that left leg, trying to pick that leg up, lost it. And Woodcock's able to fight that off, no advantage. Back pedal to the center, we're 30 seconds in. Here at 132. Tino with half a shot. And trying to spin around to Woodcock's left. Woodcock trying to get in on the right leg of Tino. Tino fights that off. Now he's in, has Tino in a sitting position, has to take down Woodcock on top 2-0 as they go off the mat. This is one of the ones that Dave Post wanted to have.
Yes, he thought this one was key to being able to make a decision later on about precisely where Brian Meyer would appear.
Woodcock wraps the tight waist around Tino's left side. Tino picking up on a leg of Woodcock, gives up on it. Woodcock trying to load up a cross-face cradle. Hooks Tino's right leg, tries to tilt him. Gave a 1 count, that's all. Woodcock using that length to his advantage. Picks up on Tino's right ankle, trying to flatten him out.
Woodcock has 5 pins on the year, including one against Point Pleasant for the last match.
Again, trying to lock up a cross-face cradle.
Get your hand back, attaboy.
Looking for that cross-face cradle, trying to take the right elbow back to the knee. He's got a cross-face cradle. Trying to takes Tino over. Riccardi calls the fall. In a minute 55. And Southern has grabbed the lead on Phillipsburg. It is 10-8 after the fall by Robert Woodcock. .138. This is Cody Harrison for Phillipsburg. The junior is 19-2. Matt Barnett, a senior, 7-1. Woodcock, a transfer from St. Augustine, pays off there. Looking for an inside trip is Barnett, right in front of our camera. Harrison trying to underhook the left shoulder. They break apart and they'll walk back to the center. 30 seconds in, no advantage here at 1:45.
Coach Post thought that Southern would put its better wrestler against Cody Harrison, but it appears that they went with Woodcock against Tino, would try to pick up there, and sent Barnett against Harrison. Barnett with the lesser record.
That means we'll have Nick Pepe against Jason Zinsmeister at 1:45. Harrison with the shot on the left leg, pulling that leg through, has a takedown. Harrison picks up. Barnett drops him and then gives him an escape. 2-1 Harrison. Working takedowns at 45 seconds to go in the first. Have to figure that's kind of a 9-point swing at 132 if that's one you wanted.
Yes.
And you end up getting pinned. 30 seconds to go.
Maybe puts a little more pressure on Cody Harrison here to try to get bonus points.
I mean, the Stateliners were not going to be able to trade at 52 and 60 when they lost the flip. Now the question is, with Southern controlling those matchups, does Southern want one or does Southern want two? You know, we're going to find out. In on the right leg is Barnett. Barnett picks up Harrison, gets him down, got a takedown with 2 seconds to go. So Barnett has a 3-2 lead over Harrison after one.
For one period, Matt Barnett leads 3-2.
Harrison will be underneath to start the second. Harrison is set. Stands right away. He's out in 2 seconds. Harrison has tied the bout at 3. Barnett looking to get in on a double, trying to pick up Harrison. Harrison with a whizzer and takes him off. Harrison ending up on the gym floor. 12 seconds into the second.
They got near the edge. Both Harrison and Barnett were trying to throw each other and just ran out of real estate.
Barnett, a District 29 and Region 8 runner-up last year. He has 69 career wins, 24 last year, 23 as a sophomore, 15 as a freshman. Harrison trying to tie up the left wrist. Dives in on high crotch. Barnett's able to fight free. Now he tries to pick up that left leg again. Barnett fights free. Harrison's had a couple of good shots at that and not been able to finish it. 1 minute to go here in the second. Southern leads the match 10-8. We're at 138, or the 5th of 14. The bout is tied at 3. It's going to be Matt Barnett's choice for Southern in the third. Thought about an inside trip. We've not had any stalling warnings in the match so far.
Now, they've both been very active, both these wrestlers here. And overall tonight, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions briefly on the bottom, there's been a lot of movement.
Barnett took a look at the clock. We're now down to 20 seconds. Harrison looking for that high crotch again. Trying to finish it. Picks up Barnett, dumps him down. Goes to a half Nelson. Has Barnett on his back. Lou Riccardi looking in. Barnett scrambles off his back. It's going to be a 4-point play. 5 seconds to go. Can Barnett get a reversal at the edge? No. Harrison will hang on. 4-point play. He leads it 7-3.
That was a big move by Cody Harrison, going for that single and just kept going. And finally elevating Barnett to take him down to his back, but he couldn't hold him.
Barnett underneath to start the third, quickly stands, and he's out 7-4. And Harrison has to adjust the headgear. Dwayne Breida coming out to take a look at him. Cody's a two-time district champ, transferring to Phillipsburg last year from Warren Hills, third in the region and eighth in the state a year ago.
Harrison weighed in at 139.7, Barnett at 133.5.
Cody's ranked fifth in the state in this weight class, ranked third in the area in this weight class, LehighValleyLive.com. Second place finish in the King of the Mountain and third in the Hurricane. Those tournaments accounting for his 2 losses in his 19-2 record. So it's 7-4. Working takedowns here with 1:45 to go in the bout. Harrison's in on the left leg. Hand and a wrist around the right leg. Looking over to Dave Post for some instruction. It stopped, stalemated by referee Lou Riccardi. Barnett has done more countering.
Yeah, they both look good on their feet there. That stalemate seemed a little quick, but it might have been abetted by Harrison looking over for guidance and not getting it fast enough to his satisfaction. Because he had the leg, didn't know what to do. Yeah, we saw the other night, Mike, where Parkland's Cassis really did not initiate any shots, but was very comfortable countering.
Barnett's in on Harrison's right leg behind the knee. Trying to trip. Then go to a standing cradle. Gives up on that, but goes to a double and gets the takedown. And they go off. So Harrison has a pair of takedowns. He has cut it to 7-6. They each have 2 takedowns. And he's going to cut Harrison. So it's 8-6. 45 seconds to go in the bout. No stalling warnings at all. I'm not sure that Harrison's going to shoot again. He might just play defense.
I think Cody's better off not getting into a tie-up here because that seems to be what Barnett wants.
Barnett looking for that tie-up. They break apart, circle. Barnett dives in on Harrison's right leg. He wants to pick that leg up. Harrison trying to reach back for a whizzer. Barnett's got the takedown. That has tied the bout, and they're off the mat with 14 seconds to go. So we're tied at 8. 14 seconds left.
So Barnett cashes in on his decision to cut Cody Harrison here.
Harrison is ready. Now Barnett. Harrison stands. Barnett wraps around the left leg.
He's going to sit there.
I think Southern has to like their chances in overtime here, the way he's exploded on his feet. We're going to go overtime, tied at 8. I would think Southern's got to like their chances here.
As Barnett takes a 5-1 advantage in the third period to tie it up.
1 minute up on the clock. Barnett with 3 takedowns. Harrison has 2. Harrison's in on the left leg. Picks that leg up. Going to a double. At the edge, drags whizzer put in by Barnett. And they're off the mat neutral at 41 seconds in overtime.
I was just thinking that Harrison would be better off initiating, and he did. He got in deep, but Barnett both threw the whizzer in and head towards the edge.
Barnett dives in, front head and arm. Harrison trying to spin around. Can he get a knee to the mat? Harrison has the takedown. And Harrison will win in overtime, 10-8.
Southern's not happy with that call. Thought that came pretty quick as Barnett reached back to grab the head of Cody Harrison. It looked like he was going to try to throw him around, but the call was already made.
10-8 in overtime. So Phillipsburg now with an 11-10 lead after 5. We go to 1:45. Nick Pepe and Jason Zinsmeister. Pepe is a junior, 16-4. Trying to get in on a leg. Zinsmeister looking for a throw here if he can.
Pepe weighed in at 138.4, Zinsmeister at 145.
Zinsmeister tried to get in on a double then. Out the barrel roll by Zinsmeister. Whizzer put in by Pepe. Zinsmeister dumps him down to his back. That's going to be a 4-point play for Jason Zinsmeister. And he leads 4-0. Zinsmeister takes him off the mat. They're back to the center.
Beautiful counter by Jason Zinsmeister coming around the other side to not only get the takedown, but back points.
Pepe gets set. Zinsmeister picks up on the left ankle on the whistle. Tries a tilt. Pepe was able to roll through. Trying to work a tilt out to his right. Pepe has Zinsmeister's right leg caught beneath him. Zinsmeister. Now Pepe sits up with that right foot of Zinsmeister's. Zinsmeister underhooking the left shoulder. Trying to tilt him then. Trying to set up a power half. Zinsmeister has the right leg in, but he's up high.
Finally got Pepe flat.
Yep, now trying to drive the power half. Pressure on the head and neck. Reaching underneath the right arm, trying to drive him to his left. "20 seconds to go in the first. Pepe tries to sit, then Zinsmeister tried to check him back. Zinsmeister maintaining control. Zinsmeister breaks him down, and he will ride out this first period. Stateliner Jr. is ahead 4-0. Jason finishing third in the district last year. He's honorable mention in this weight class in the Express Times. Pepe deferred. Zinsmeister choosing underneath to start the second. Jason has 26 career wins. Pepe has 45 career wins, 16 this year, 17 last year, 12 2 seasons ago. Riding out the left side, Zinsmeister trying to get to his base. Zinsmeister tried to stand, now sits. Zinsmeister looking for a Peterson roll. Zinsmeister has Pepe's right leg trying to circle behind him. Reaching for that left leg if he can find it. Wants to pick, now he has the left leg.
He's coming out the back.
Zinsmeister has to pop his head out of there. He has both legs controlled on Pepe. Pepe's still in control here.
Zinsmeister needs a half here if he can angle it. If he can angle a half, he's got him.
Has the reversal. Leads 6-0.
He kept driving his hips up, Jason Zinsmeister, and finally got around.
He's banging that crossface. Now he gets the legs in. Looking for the power half. "30 seconds to go here in the second. Stalemate's called by referee Lou Riccardi with 23 seconds to go in the second. Zinsmeister leads 6-0. Stateliners lead the match 11-10. We're at 145 or the 6th of 14. Tried to crawl away from Zinsmeister, then tears at the hand. Zinsmeister drops down on the right leg. Pepe trying to reverse him here with 10 seconds to go. Zinsmeister still has the right leg.
Needs to keep his hips up.
3 seconds, 2, 1, and Zinsmeister will maintain control. He leads 6-0 after 2. Pepe's going to take down to start the third. Pepe finishing 4th in District 29 last year. Runner-up in the opening season tournament, the Robin Left tournament at Southern, and 6th in the 100 and Central tournament. Matt returned, trying to work a tilt. Zinsmeister has the right arm pulled across the body. Gives up on that. Reaching inside for the wrist, gives up on that. Reaches inside for that right wrist.
Zinsmeister seems a little frustrated by Pepe's when he stays flat to the mat.
Pepe stands, Zinsmeister's going to cut him. 6-1, Zinsmeister. 1:20 to go in the bout.
First period takedown was Zinsmeister's.
And he added 2 back points with that move. Tries to get in on Zinsmeister's right leg and has a takedown. 6-3. He will cut Zinsmeister. 7-3. Working takedowns with 54 seconds remaining. Tell you, Lou Riccardi has kept the action going too. He gets them back to the center in a hurry. Got in on an ankle, and Zinsmeister was able to hop his way out of that. Try to power shrug, then in on Zinsmeister's right leg. Zinsmeister draped over top. He's got a hand and a wrist locked behind the right leg. There's a stalemate called at 34 seconds.
Yeah, Lou's been fairly quick to call the stalemates too to keep things moving.
Dives right in, and again, Zinsmeister comes out of that.
Pepe's pretty quick.
Yeah, by both wrestlers. Tries a front head and arm on Zinsmeister.
Zinsmeister was looking for a fireman's. He couldn't quite get penetration. Now he's going to hang on that arm.
Stalemate's called at 17 seconds with Zinsmeister on top, 7-3.
Lou Riccardi knew he was going to hang on that arm, so brought him back.
15 seconds.
Circle to the left. Zinsmeister tapping at the head, looking for a headlock, and Zinsmeister slips it for a takedown to go up 9-3.
That was a desperation move by Pepe, but, a smart one to try it.
Zinsmeister wins the bout 9-3. We're through 6. Phillipsburg 14 and Southern 10.
That was a nice finish by Nick Pepe, picking up 3 points in the third period and going for it at the end, knowing that if he didn't get it, the result was still likely to be the same.
Brian Myers out at 152. I think it'll be Nick O'Connell. It is. It's a matchup between wrestlers ranked 2 and 3 in the state at this weight class. Myers ranked 2nd. O'Connell's ranked 3rd, according to NJ.com. O'Connell decisioned Myers 7-5 last year in overtime. Meyer had his chin strap come off the headgear. Lou Riccardi will stop at 8 seconds in. O'Connell dives in, Meyer sprawls. Meyer trying to take him off his base. There's a stalemate call.
Again, pretty quick, but can't argue with it. There was nothing happening there.
O'Connell's the taller of the two. Meyer heading to Lehigh next year.
Coach Post remembering that a year ago he thought Brian Meyer had a first period takedown and did not get the call, and just overall wasn't having a great night.
O'Connell trying to get in on Meyer's right leg. Meyer trying to lock through the crotch. Picks up Meyer, trying to take him over top. Meyer wrapped around the midsection of O'Connell. Still no advantage here. Trying to dump Meyer down to his right hip and can't do it. 1 minute to go in the first. Stalemate call by Lou Riccardi at 56 seconds.
Nick O'Connell looked up and made eye contact with Lou, said, "I think this is done," and he agreed.
So Meyer able to fight off a good shot by O'Connell.
Yeah, that was a good counter by Brian, hanging on the backside.
Tapping at each other's head with 40 seconds to go here in the first. Meyer likes to hand fight. Dave Post has said that a number of times. Meyer's only 2 losses this year are to Pennsylvania state champs. O'Connell dives in, shrugged by Meyer, and Meyer has the takedown and leads 2-0. So Meyer counters the O'Connell shot and gets a takedown.
That was a terrific job by Brian Meyer.
Now, can he ride him for 15 seconds and save that escape point?
The shrug was very effective. Coach Post was very confident in this matchup.
O'Connell trying to stand. Meyer trying to take O'Connell off his base. 5 seconds to go here in the first. O'Connell sits, and Meyer will save that point. 2-0 after 1.
And Meyer very effectively managing the clock there.
Meyer defers. O'Connell will take underneath to start the second. The matchup at 160, going to be Dan Gorman for Southern and Josh Ramos of Phillipsburg. They both weighed in at 52. Meyer reaching inside for the left wrist. Brian is a very effective rider. Trying to trap that left leg of O'Connell's. O'Connell stands, trying to pry those hands apart. He has the escape. It's 2-1, and they come off right in front of our Stateliner Sports Network camera. 2-1 Meyer in the second. Stateliners with a 14-10 lead in the match. This is the 7th of 14. Brian Meyer's had some problems with that, keeping the headgear locked up. O'Connell dive, half a dive. Meyer fought it off. O'Connell dives in. Meyer sprawling. They come up to their feet. O'Connell was able to penetrate once in the first, but could not finish. Meyer did a good job to fight it off. Meyer staying very low on O'Connell. Under a minute to wrestle in the second.
Yeah, he's trying to take O'Connell's height advantage into a severe disadvantage here on his feet.
Dives in. Meyer sprawls. Meyer trying to spin around to O'Connell and gets the takedown. Meyer leads 4-1. He'll pick up, step through, dumps O'Connell down, has the control of the right arm at the elbow, trying to turn him and get some back points here right in front of our Stateliner Sports Network camera. Has O'Connell wrapped up, trying to lock up a cross-face cradle. Hooks the near leg. 20 seconds to go. O'Connell trying to stand, but Meyer's got, now he frees the left leg. 10 seconds to go. Meyer maintaining control, controls the left wrist. They're going to go off with 2.7 seconds to go.
Brian Meyer has wrestled a very smart bout so far.
Meyer, O'Connell stands, rolls. Meyer's able to maintain control. It's 4-1 after 2. Meyer will go underneath in the third. Meyer set, O'Connell, left-hand tight waist. Goes for that claw on Meyer's left shoulder, thigh pry with the left hand. Meyer's left thigh. Trying to get that left leg in. Meyer standing, and O'Connell cuts him. Meyer has an escape. Stateliner Senior is up 5-1. Be interesting to see, Bob, in the end, how this turns out, because this was a match that Southern chose.
Yes.
I mean, Brian Meyer was out first.
It seemed in speaking with Coach Stout ahead of time, he wanted this. He wanted to see this.
Meyer spinning around behind, and O'Connell fought that off, blocked him off with his left arm. 1:15 to go in the bout. Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg leading the Nick O'Connell of Southern 5-1. Meyer spinning around behind. O'Connell rolls No advantage as they come off. State Liner fans wanted a takedown, didn't get it.
That's like the third time that Meyer has made a counter and has tried to spin behind, but O'Connell did that shoulder roll at the end to get clear.
Got a pretty good crowd on hand, Phillipsburg High School tonight. That was the loudest they've been in disputing a call. 50 seconds to go in the bout. O'Connell dives in on Meyer's left leg. Has hand and a wrist locked behind Meyer's left thigh. Meyer arching his back. Trying to pry those hands apart. Circling around to O'Connell's left. Meyer trying to hook a leg. O'Connell still trying to pick up that leg. Meyer sprawling, grabbing the right ankle, and Meyer is stalemate. So that's two good takedown attempts. O'Connell is injured. Two good takedown attempts from O'Connell. O'Connell's okay. That Meyer fought off. 20 seconds to go in the bout.
Yeah, Brian Meyer's counters have been really strong. Both in scooting on his feet to come around to get the advantage and to block off O'Connell.
So number 2 in the state, Brian Meyer, will hold off number 3 in the state, Nick O'Connell of Southern. The final, Meyer decisions O'Connell 5-1. We are halfway through. It is Phillipsburg 17 and Southern 10.
That was a terrific bout, worth the price of admission right there.
This should be Dan Gorman for Southern. Josh Myers for Phillipsburg. Josh Ramos, I'm sorry, senior. Gorman is a senior, 15 and 6. Ramos is a senior, 14 and 6. Power shrug attempted by Ramos. Now looking at a Russian tie. Referee, Frank Leitner. Ramos looked for that inside trip. Still looking for that Russian tie. Trying to horse his way behind and does. Horses his way behind Gorman for a takedown. Ramos leading 2-0. Gorman stands. Ramos goes to the tackle. Gorman tried for a headlock there at the edge. They're off in a minute 24. Gorman last year decisioned Zinsmeister, Jason Zinsmeister 6-2. Ramos decisioned Matt Barnett 8-3. There's an escape for Gorman. And it's 2-1. Look for that power shrug. One minute to wrestle here in the first. Josh Ramos of Phillipsburg leading. Dan Gorman of Southern 2-1. Ramos tapping at the head of Gorman. Gorman trying to wrap his left arm around the back of Ramos. Ramos looking for an inside tie. Got a little off balance. Front head and arm by Gorman. Gets Ramos down on his knees. Will he shrug him? Spinning, shrugs him, and Ramos blocked him off. Then Ramos got in on a leg and got a takedown. Gorman trying to block him off with his right arm and come out and face him at the edge. They're going to go off at 8 seconds. So with the takedown, Ramos is out in front 4-1.
Very good counter by Josh Ramos to get that takedown. That puts Phillipsburg up 14-9 on takedowns.
See if he can ride out this period and save a point. Gorman stands. Ramos trying to pick him up. Picks him up. Will ride out the period. 4-1 Ramos after 1. Gorman's going to go underneath to start the second.
And Ramos is going to choose to cut him right away.
So it's 4-2. 17-10 Phillipsburg, halfway through here at Phillipsburg High School tonight. Mike Moore along with Bob Kerp, State Liner Sports Network. Headlock by Ramos that he can't finish. Gorman blocking off with his left arm. Ramos underhooking Gorman's right shoulder. Half a throw attempt by Gorman that he couldn't finish. Wanted a headlock that he couldn't finish. 1:15 to wrestle here in the second. 4-2 Ramos. Taps 2-3 times on the head of Gorman. Gorman goes in for the tie-up. One minute to go, second period. Headlock by Ramos that he can't finish.
Everything's been up top here.
Yep, I think they're both comfortable that way. They're off the mat at 48 seconds. Question is, who might be able to execute in the third period when fatigue starts to set in?
Well, you keep trying to throw, and you run the risk of a counter.
Gorman overshot, and Ramos took him down. Ramos just countering that shot to lead 6-2. Trying to pick up Gorman. He's going to cut him. 6-3. Ramos has 3 takedowns. Gorman has 3 escapes.
Yeah, I don't think Gorman's going back in on that leg because that didn't look very good. I said, you keep trying to make the throw, you leave yourself vulnerable to getting rethrown.
10 seconds to go in the second. Front head and arm by Gorman. It's going to be his choice in the third. Tries to trip. Ramos got in on the leg. Gorman tries to sit back around. Time expires in the second with Ramos on top 6-3. 6-2, I'm sorry. No, it's 6-3.
6-3 because of 3 escapes.
6-2 on the board, but it's 6-3.
They'll catch up.
Gorman is out. 6-4. Perhaps, I'm sorry, you know what, my guess is, Bob, I'm sorry, Ramos probably chose neutral in the second period. Because after getting a take, Gorman started that with an escape. It's got to be.
Gorman chose down, and Ramos said, I'm cutting him right away.
Yeah, it's got to be 6-4.
Yeah, I think the scores table didn't see that. I'm confident you have it correct.
1:10 to go. Looking for a headlock. Gorman. Ramos picks him up. He's behind him. Can he get a knee to the mat? Trying to pick him up. Still no advantage here. There's a roll by Gorman. Trying to hip up and over Ramos. Takedown for Gorman. Takedown for Gorman. And it's 6-6. Scoreboard has 8-5. They're off the mat with 43 seconds to go. Ramos will be underneath. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to that scoreboard.
Yeah. Because at least one side would be screaming.
Goes to the tackle of Ramos on the whistle. Ramos trying to stands. Trying to trip Ramos. Around the head of Ramos, drops down to the legs. Phillipsburg fans want stalling called on Gorman. Picks up Ramos's left leg. Ramos trying to sprawl. Ramos trying to underhook and spin around. He's got a reversal. Ramos has the lead, and they are off the mat.
And he was just signaling over to Coach Post that he wants to let him go.
8-6.
Or not.
10-5 up on the board. Trying to roll. Gorman sits out, turns in, gets a reversal.
Which I think they did not. He waved off that reversal there, Mike.
So Ramos is going to get the decision. We are through 8. It is Phillipsburg 20 and Southern 10. Lance Wissing out at 170, a senior 24 and 3. It's either Ben Paro or Luke Gallen.
For the Rams, Haven to Tarik.
This is Haven to Tarik. Quickly in is Wissing with a takedown to lead 2-0. So they're going to bump everybody up. To Tarik is 3 and 12 on the year. Wissing controlling the left arm. Hammer locking that left wrist. 30 seconds in.
Tarik weighed in at 171. Mike Wissing at 170.3.
Reaches in, run a half Nelson from the right side. That's picked off. To Tarik to his knees. Wissing, a stalemate's called by referee Frank Leitner.
He's cutting him here.
2-1.
That takedown was quick and brutal.
Stateliners lead the match 20-10. We're at the 9th of 14. Wissing looking for a bear hug. Now he's in on the right leg. Steps through. Gonna pick that right leg up again. Trips. Still has the right leg. Goes to trip and lost him. Now Wissing's dropped down on the right leg again. Going to a cradle. Has a takedown. Wissing leads 4-1. And he will ride out the first period. Lance Wissing, the senior, 24 and 3, leading 4-1 after 1.
Wissing looked good on his feet on that period.
He's going to defer. To Tarik will go underneath to start the second. Wissing goes inside, controls that left wrist. Reaching through the crotch. Gives up on that. Trying to hook the left leg. Stalemate called by Frank Leitner. Stateliners have won 6 bouts. They have 4 decisions, 2 majors. There's that side headlock. Can he get the left leg? Wants to get that right leg in with that side headlock. Gives up on it. The Rams have a major and a fall for their 10 points. 1:10 to go here in the second. Stalemate's called by Frank Leitner. Back to the center in a minute 5. And the Stateliner fans want stalling called on to Tarik underneath. And Wissing's going to give him the escape. It's 4-2. Work from their feet. Diving in is to Tarik, front head and arm. Trying to circle to his right for a takedown is Wissing. He leads 6-2. Wissing going to try and turn him for a hazard tilt. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 back points coming for Wissing. Three backs, 9-2. 30 seconds to wrestle. Trying to check him over again. 2 count, 3, 4. Comes him back to his base, back to his stomach. 2 back points for Wissing. He leads 11-2. Tilts him again, 1 count, that's all. 10 seconds to go. Three-second stalling call. First warning. That got the State Liner fans excited. It's 11-2, Wissing after 2. Wissing is going to choose neutral in the third. Wissing trying to shrug him on by. Lance up from 138 last year, injured for most of the season, was 3-5. He spins around, gets a takedown. 13-2. Minute and a half to go in the bout.
He seemed very comfortable at this weight.
His brother jumped 3 weight classes junior to senior year.
He doesn't look overly strong, but he's more than able to hold his own.
Stalling call, 14-2. Going to try and turn him to his left. Trying to lock it through the crotch. Riding out the left side. Takes a look at the clock, 1 minute to go. Has the left leg hooked. Stalemate's called by Frank Leitner at 52 seconds. To Tarik, getting set. He's going to adjust a pad on his right knee. Left knee as well. He's set. Goes to that side headlock. Reaches inside, 2-on-1 in the left wrist. Just try and set up a hazard tilt. Stalling. That's 15-2. Trying to turn him. 30 seconds to go. Dave Post telling him he used to crawl. Can he get him tilted to his left? 18 seconds on the clock. Ten seconds to go. Wissing going to try and check him back. 3 seconds. Got stalling call, 2 points, and it's 17-2. He got a stalling point with 2 seconds to go. The 2-point stall. 17-2 technical fall. And 5:59. We are through 9. It is Phillipsburg 25 and Southern 10.
I think Wissing earned that, picking up those stall calls off of Tanner.
Yeah, he picked up the warning in the second and got 3 calls for 4 points and a takedown in the third to win 17-2. This is Ben Paro at 182 and Austin Roth for Phillipsburg. Off they go onto the gym floor. Little extracurricular activity there, and Frank Leitner to say something to Austin Roth.
There was a slight bit of that in the prior bout where Wissing thought Tarik had pushed into him after time had been called.
Paro dives in on the right leg of Roth. Roth rolls on through. Roth has a takedown. Leads 2-0, has the leg split on Paro. Roth reaches inside for the left wrist. Paro stands, trying to tear those hands apart. Roth goes for a tackle, and then Paro comes out. On the escape, it's 2-1. Roth weighs 177.8. Paro weighs 169.6. So an 8-pound advantage for Roth as they're off no advantage. 59 seconds to go in the first. State Liners have won 7, and they have a 25-10 lead.
Before the match, Coach Post thought that this might be a key bout, but maybe not so much anymore.
I don't think this was the matchup that he foresaw.
Well, it was more, yeah, he thought Roth or Bronner's getting a victory would be important to having a difference.
But Southern may have had to change strategy, Bob, after they lost both at 52 and 60.
Yes. Yes, and Coach Post had suspected that Coach Stout would end up pushing these guys up.
If you just joined us at 152, second ranked in the state, Brian Meyer, decisioning third ranked in the state, Nick O'Connell, 5-1. Paro trying to tie up. Now a front head and arm by Roth. Can he get him down to his knees? Nope, and they're off the mat at 15 seconds. Dave Post screaming at Austin Roth to keep his composure. Drops down for a leg, and they're off at 7.2 seconds.
Both Meyer O'Connell at 52 and Gorman Ramos at 60 were very entertaining.
3 seconds to go. Roth on top, 2-1 after 1. Roth will go down to start the second. So Shamir Brodders will be going up to 195. Paro, thigh pry, trying to set up a power half. Roth gets to his knees, trying to, grabbing onto the right leg, come out the back door. Laparo's up pretty high. Trying to check Roth back to his right. Roth hanging on to Laparo's left foot. Pressure on the head and neck. Stalemate's called by Frank Leitner. Minute 27 to go in the second. Roth crawls back to the center. Paro breaks him down. Trying to power half and turn Roth to his right. Roth chose down here in the second. Paro got up a little high again. Can Roth slip out the back door? Trying to shake Paro off the top.
He's pressuring that foot, trying to drive the leg up, and he just lost it.
Paro trying to sink his way back. 50 seconds to go, and does. Pressure on the head, keeps Roth's head buried on the mat, and trying to crank him over to his left. Roth in a sitting position, tries to check him back. "30 seconds to go. Again now, Paro's up pretty high. Flattens out Roth again. Looks over for some instruction. Trying to turn him with a power half to Roth's right. 15 seconds to go, and a stalemate's called by Frank Leitner.
Roth has been grabbing the leg or the foot in order to try to come out the back door, but he hasn't come up to his base very much, and may be in danger of getting a stalling warning if he doesn't show a little bit more action, but only 15 to go.
Tries to turn Roth to his right. Roth again grabbing that foot to avoid being turned. Under 10 seconds to go. So Paro is going to ride out the second period, but he cannot turn Austin Roth. Through 2, it's 2-1 Roth. Paro underneath to start the third. Caution on Austin Roth. Roth with a tight waist. Paro sits out, turns in, has the escape. Roth trying to dive in on the legs. At the edge, tried to circle and ran out of room. 2-2 in the third.
This could be a very active third period.
I think Roth has confidence on his feet, but should he give up a takedown? He was unable to get out in the second. Dives in on a double. Trying to pick Paro up over top his head. Trying to push that left leg down and hook it. And sit back into Paro. Still no advantage here.
He's gonna reach for the head.
Trying to reach for the head, and Paro trying to hip up. Roth has a takedown. Can he turn him? 1 count, 2. 2 back points, a 4-point play for Austin Roth. And he leads it 6-2. Roth is now going to try and turn him. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 back points. Can he get more in the left shoulder? Frank Leitner looking in and scrambling off his back is Paro. So that's 9-2 for Roth. Up on their feet at the edge, and they will get a fresh start. So a takedown, and he turned him twice to go up 9-2, 9-3 on the escape.
Well, Paro's going to be going for it here. Roth's got to be careful.
Yeah, Roth has not given up a stalling warning yet. He dives in on that double again.
That's smart. That's where he wants to be.
Paro dropped down on his left hip. Roth can finish a takedown. He could get bonus points here.
But that's smart, Greg, because I think messing up top is going to be a little dangerous here. Paro's got some moves. Roth goes in on the leg. He can burn the time.
Circle. Roth dives in on that double. Paro locked through the crotch. Tries to get up off his hips. If Roth can hook a leg and get a takedown again, he would get a bonus point here. 8 seconds to go. 6 seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. Takedown! He got the takedown at the buzzer, and he's got the bonus point. 11-3 for Austin Roth. We are through 10. It is Phillipsburg 29 and Southern 10.
Mike, there were some earlier matches where we saw Austin Roth appear fatigued in the third period. That was probably his best finish as he gets 2 takedowns and 5 back points in the third period.
Vin Meely at 195. Shamir Bronner's for Phillipsburg. Mealy's a senior, 17-5. Bronner's is a senior, 9-11. They both weighed in at 182. Stateliners lead by 19 with 4 bouts to go, and they have 8 wins.
It's been a very entertaining match.
It is.
A lot of aggression controlled aggression on both sides.
For a 19-point margin, it's been very good, very entertaining. If Phillipsburg has 8 wins for 29 points. Mealy wanted a headlock. They break apart.
The Liners tonight have majored in majors.
They have 3 of them. 4 regular decisions and a technical fall. That coming on a stalling call, a 2-point stalling call with a second to go. That's an extra bonus point. Austin Roth finishing a takedown with about a tenth of a second to go for a bonus point. In on the left leg is Meely. Bronner is trying to arch his back. Meely trying to pick that leg up. Bronner is hopping up and down on the right foot. Meely trying to trip. Reaching for the head. Bronner is down momentarily. Couldn't get control of him. Now he's in on a double, and Bronner with a whizzer fights that off. There's no advantage. Meely dives in. Bronner sprawls, spins around to Mealy's left. Meely spinning with him. Spins back the other way. Bronner's, no, they're off the mat. No takedown, says Frank Leitner, but very nearly for Bronner's.
Bronner's had his leg up in the air for a long time, but he managed to fight that off. he and Neely both shown a lot of persistence and second effort. So now they lock up and work hands at the edge.
With 15 seconds to go. Neely diving in, Bronner sprawls. Bronner's in on a leg, runs out of room in front of the State Liner cheerleaders across the way with 8.5 seconds left. We are through one scoreless here at 195.
And that is our first scoreless first period of the night as Bronner chooses down.
Neely last year was decisioned by Phillipsburg's Dan Fisher, 3-1 in overtime. Bronner's underneath to start the second, stands right away. Shamir prying those hands apart. He has an escape in 6 seconds, and Bronner's leads 1-0. Working takedowns again. They both came close in the first, but neither one was able to finish. Bronner's reaches for the right leg, can't pull it in. They break apart, come back to the center. 30 seconds gone in the second. State Liners lead the match 29-10. We're at 195, or the 11th of 14. Bronner's wanted a power shrug, couldn't get it. Neely diving in. Bronner's fights that off. One minute to wrestle in the second. Phillipsburg needs one win out of these final four to clinch the match. Neely in on a double on Bronner's, picks him up, has a takedown. Neely leads Bronner's 2-1. Reaches inside for the left wrist. Weight high on the back of Bronner's.
With that takedown, Southern has 12 on the night. Phillipsburg 21.
Bronner's weighs 183.2. Neely 177.8. Bronner's underneath here with 13 seconds to go. Got out easily in the first referee's position. He stands. Gets Bronner's back to his knees. And Neely will ride out the second. He's ahead 2-1. And he'll be underneath in the third. Bronner's right hand tight waist left elbow. Neely stands, he's out. Neely leads 3-1 in the third. So Bronner's got out in 6 seconds. Neely got out faster than that. Only takedown belongs to Neely.
They both came close in the first period, but neither could finish.
Neely third in District 29 a year ago, finishing fifth in the Robin Left tournament to start the season, third in the Hunterdon Central tournament. He's 36-18 in his career. Wrestlers break apart. Shamir Bronner's has 22 career wins. Check it, he has 15. 1:10 to go here in the bout. Wrestlers paw at each other.
1 minute to wrestle, 1 minute.
Neely tried to drive through, get to a leg on Bronner's. Bronner's adjusting his headgear as he looks up at the clock. 45 seconds to wrestle. Neely with a 2-point edge. "30 seconds to go. Neither one close to a takedown here in the third.
Hasn't been the same kind of pursuit in this period that we had in the first. They both could be a lot more tired now.
Half a shot by Bronner's. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go as they break apart. So Neely is going to win a 3-1 decision for Southern at 195. It's their third win. We are through 11. It's Phillipsburg 29 and Southern 13. This will be Gage Horvath for Phillipsburg at 220. The freshman is 0-1. And JT Cornelius. Cornelius is a sophomore, 13-7. So the lead is 16 with 3 bouts to go. Horvath, just his second varsity start. Wrestled Wednesday night against North Hunterdon.
Cornelius has a pair of pins on the year, but he's coming off a fall against Point Pleasant's Billy Borowski.
Horvath weighs 188.6. Cornelius weighs 190.8. Tying up each other's wrist. Horvath tried to snap down on the head. Horvath in the gray Phillipsburg singlet. Susie Stateliner in the left hip. Wrestlers break apart, coming up on the 1 minute mark to wrestle here in the first.
These guys are both particularly lean to be competing at 220.
I would suspect that they could probably make 182.
I think they'd still be lean at 182. They're both pretty wiry.
I mean, I suppose if you're just trying to make 195, you'd be right there. So wrestlers break apart. Neither one's been close to a takedown here in the first minute and a half. Wrestlers circle. Phillipsburg has 1-8. So that's the first tiebreaker. So Southern has got to win this on the board, trailing by 16 with 3 bouts to go. First period scoreless at 220. So they're going to need bonus everywhere. Cornelius underneath to start the second, and they will cut him. And I think Dave Post, satisfied with playing defense here. He knows a regular decision is going to, either way, it's going to clinch the match.
He also likes his chances at 285, and originally thought 6 could be a key bout.
Well, their mechanic will go up at 285 for Southern, and he'll be a favorite over Pat Sharp. I think if they had gone the other way, Pat Sharp would have been a favorite over Jaden Smith. 1:20 to go here in the second. Neither one has come close to a takedown. There's a power shrug attempted by Cornelius, and Horvath was spinning right with him and fought him off in 1:14.
The mechanic will be giving 62 pounds.
Wrestlers tap each other's head. Be interesting to see. It's going to be Horvath's choice in the third, Bob, and I would be betting he'll go neutral.
Because he's holding his own here, but just neither one of them is very. Now, we talked about the controlled aggression throughout the night. We're not seeing it in this bout. These guys are circling and locking up, but not much else.
35 seconds to go in the second. And again, I think Phillipsburg content to have that. And that's the team aspect of this. I mean, you have 2 individuals out there now, but this is a team dual meet. 10 seconds to go here in the second. Horvath looking for an inside tie, gives up on that.
And it seems like both coaches are getting about what they expect here, because there's not a lot of shouting on either side. And even though bonus points are needed here, it's not like Coach Stout is urging his man on for a pin.
Horvath chose neutral in the third, as anticipated. "20 seconds into the third. Wrestlers break apart. And they have not had to carry each other's weight.
Actually, Horvath's showing more action this period.
30 seconds gone.
But everything's up top, grappling hands.
Closest was that power shrug attempt by Cornelius at the edge of the mat that Horvath was able to fight off. Wrestlers break apart. This is the 12th bout of the night. And Phillipsburg has a 16-point lead, 29-13. And they have won 8 bouts. So if Southern's going to prevail tonight, they have to have bonus points here. And they lead just 1-0.
There's no indication that that's any time. Cornelius has an odd approach as he lifts up his left arm and his elbow is like high. I'm not sure what. It's almost distracting.
30 seconds to go. Horvath driving in, and they break apart. We're under 20 seconds to go.
Horvath's done his job here.
Yes, he has. Looking for an inside tie, 10 seconds to go. Horvath diving in. Cornelius sprawls, spins around behind him, gets a takedown with 1 second to go. But that is a 3-0 decision for JT Cornelius. So with 2 bouts to go, Phillipsburg has clinched the match. It's Phillipsburg 29 and Southern 16. Should be Matt Mechanic. He is a senior, 18-2. Pat Sharp of Phillipsburg is a senior, 14-11. And as Bob already mentioned, Mechanic's going to give away about 60 pounds to Sharp. He's looking for a bear hug on Sharp. Wrestlers circle. 20 seconds in, no advantage. Phillipsburg's Cody Krutz out of the lineup with illness on Thursday and again tonight.
Yeah, he was here. He's here with the team, but not in uniform.
Wrestled 40 seconds. Mechanic trying to push down on the head of Sharp. Right in front of our Stateliner Sports Network camera. They're off the mat in 1:07.
And getting a little close. It's one thing at 106, it's another thing in heavyweight.
Mechanic looking for a bear hug. Can he lock his hands behind Sharp? Now they tie up. 50 seconds to go here in the first, scoreless. We'll be back here on Wednesday. Phillipsburg taking on Voorhees. 6:50, approximately our webcast time, and we'll be here next Saturday as well. Phillipsburg taking on Ocean Township. Final 30 seconds of a scoreless first. May have our 3rd straight bout of a scoreless first period.
After having none. But you get heavier, this is what happens.
Scoreless after one. Matt Mechanic of Southern, Pat Sharp of Phillipsburg. Mechanic wants to go down in a second. He will go underneath as Sharp deferred. Mechanic underneath. Mechanic stands. Pries the hands apart. He's out in 8 seconds, and Matt Mechanic of Southern has a 1-0 lead over Phillipsburg's Pat Sharp. Mechanic, a District 29 runner-up a year ago, has 32 career wins for the Rams. Wrestlers pushing on each other. And they go off the mat to our left at 1:20 to go in the second.
Mechanic's been trying everything up top. Obviously doesn't want any part of being underneath with that 60-plus pound disadvantage.
This should improve the state liners in the state rankings. Came in number 12 on NJ.com, and Southern was 10. As far as the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association poll, Phillipsburg came in at 8, and Southern came in at 12. "50 seconds to go here in the second. Trying to look for that bear hug. Right in front of our camera, and Sharp's able to come out of that. Again, trying to snap down on the head of Sharp. Trying to underhook the right shoulder. Under 30 seconds to go here in the second. Sharp tried to throw him on by. That didn't work. And they're off the mat at 20 seconds.
Sharp has done well wrestling defensively without looking inactive because he's locking up and pushing in and keeping just enough space here.
He has a 62-pound advantage. See if he's able to make that work from underneath should he choose to go underneath in the third. End of 2. 1-0 Mechanic.
Coach Post is putting him down. Pat Sharp looked over for confirmation. Are you sure?
Mechanic reaches inside for the left wrist. Trying to bowl Sharp off his base. Chops at that left elbow. Reaches inside for the left wrist. Gets Sharp off his knees. Trying to then hammerlock that left wrist. Pick Sharp up through the crotch. Sharp trying to free that left wrist. Mechanic flattens him out. Reaches inside for the right wrist, can't grab it. Now reaches inside for the left. Sharp gets to his knees. Mechanic trying to right hand thigh pry, chopping at that left elbow, takes the left wrist. Again, trying to take Sharp off his base.
Mechanic is riding here, but with care.
1 minute to go in the bout. Looking for a crossface. Sharp to his knees again. Sharp trying to get to a stand, trying to get up on his left foot. Mechanic riding out the left side. 40 seconds to go in the bout. Controlling that left wrist, trying to pick Sharp up through the crotch and turn him to his left. Sharp at his knees again, and Mechanic controls that left wrist. Sharp extends the right foot, trying to get up. Under 20 seconds to go in the bout. Flattens out Sharp. Going to try and again turn him to his left. Sharp to his knees. 5 seconds to go. And Matt Mechanic of Southern will win a 1-0 decision at 2:85. We go to the final bout of the night. It's Phillipsburg 29 and Southern 19. This will be Matt Brielmeyer, a freshman, 14-9 for Southern. Phillipsburg freshman Logan Matsko. Oh, the State Liners are going to forfeit to him. They forfeit to Brielmeyer. So the final tonight, Phillipsburg 29 and Southern 25. Phillipsburg with a technical fall, 3 majors, and 4 regular decisions. Ed Mancinelli telling Phillipsburg fans it's 950 wins. Southern with 2 falls and/or forfeits, a major, and 3 regular decisions for 25. The State Liners a technical fall, 3 majors, 4 regular decisions for 29. In the series, Southern now leads at 6-5. Phillipsburg has won the last 2. Our wrestling action brought to you tonight on the State Liners Sports Network by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics and official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit rothmaninstitute.com. By Ahart Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Visit us at urcocu.com. By Open Mike, for exclusive coverage of the State Liners and the entire Hunterd and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at PbergHS, WRESTLIN. PbergHS, WRESTLIN. So the State Liners will go to 10-2 on the season, heading into Wednesday's match with Voorhees. Southern will fall to 14-2. Phillipsburg is now 8-1 against New Jersey competition this season. And since 1979-80, State Liners are now 485, 63-1 against New Jersey. Began the match at 113. Phillipsburg's Cullen Day scored a 12-0 major decision over Southern's Justin Scerbo, 4-0 Phillipsburg. 120, Travis Jones of the State Liners, a 14-2 major decision over Owen Kretschmer, made it 8-0 Phillipsburg. 126, Sebastian Delegati of Southern, a 10-2 major decision over Phillipsburg's Brendan Fox, made it 8-4 Phillipsburg. 132, Robert Woodcock of Southern with a cross-face cradle, pinned Phillipsburg's Kyle Tino in 1:55. That gave Southern the lead at 10-8. Phillipsburg got it right back in the next match at 138. Cody Harrison in overtime getting a takedown at the 31-second mark. A 10-8 overtime decision over Matt Barnett, giving Phillipsburg the lead back at 11-10, and the State Liners would not trail again. 145, Jason Zinsmeister of Phillipsburg won a 9-3 decision over Nick Pepe, made it 14-10 at Phillipsburg. 152 in a matchup between number 2 ranked Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg, number 3 ranked Nick O'Connell of Southern. Meyer with 2 takedowns and an escape to O'Connell's 1 escape. Brian Meyer winning a 5-1 decision. At the halfway point, Phillipsburg led Southern 17-10. 160, Josh Ramos of Phillipsburg, a 8-6 decision over Dan Gorman of Southern, giving Phillipsburg a 20-10 lead. 170, Lance Wissing of Phillipsburg led 11-2 going into the third period. Got a takedown to go up 13-2. And then with stalling points, all coming in the last minute and a half, got a technical fall 17-2 in 5 minutes and 59 seconds, giving Phillipsburg a 25-10 lead. 182, Austin Roth of Phillipsburg picking up a major decision, 11-3, as he got the takedown to get the major with about a 1/10 of a second remaining. That came over Ben Paro of Southern. That gave Phillipsburg a 29-10 lead through 10. At 195, Vin Meely of Southern, a 3-1 decision over Phillipsburg's Shamir Broders that made it 29-13. Phillipsburg with a 16-point lead with 3 bouts to go. And then JT Cornelius of Southern won a 3-0 decision over Gage Horvath that iced it for Phillipsburg, giving them a 29-16 lead. 285, Matt Mechanic, a 1-0 decision over Phillipsburg's Pat Sharp, make it 29-19. And then Phillipsburg forfeited to Matt Brielmeyer at 106, 29-25. Phillipsburg, the final tonight. And Coach, you got the start that you wanted, and you got a clutch performance out of Brian Meyer.
Yeah. We all week we were kind of talking about how important these matches are to win the flip. And then when we sat down today after weigh-ins, we're like, maybe it's not that important in this one. Maybe if we let them dictate those matchups there, maybe it really doesn't matter. So I'm actually kind of thankful we lost the flip in this one and kind of took it out of our hands and just let the guys go out and wrestle. And just what a week. I mean, what a week for these guys to go 4-0 against the teams that we wrestled this week. And just to come out here and, you're getting one thing with Southern all the time. You are always going to get tough wrestling. I mean, they're going to come out here. They're going to try to beat you up. And, we were able to just match them blow for blow.
Let's talk a little bit about that Brian Meyer match because they chose it. You had to be out first.
Yeah.
So Brian Meyer takes the mat and they put out their best.
Yeah, I mean, we had been beaten by him last year. We lost in sudden victory 7-5. There was takedown or two that we let slip away, but last year we tried to just all score from our reattacks. And one thing about Brian that you saw here, this was almost an identical match. It was nearly the same match as last year, except one huge difference is that Brian has so much more horsepower than he did last year. Every time he shot those outside shots and got in on us last year, he sucked us in and we were trying to scramble, and that hasn't been one of Brian's. He was much better. I mean, for him to defend that single when he got lifted up and, tying up ankles and stuff like that, that's a big improvement. But then once we were able to start timing his shot, our down block reattacks were fantastic tonight, and that's where we weren't able to score last year.
And they chose those matchups, and then Josh Ramos goes out and gets you win in the bout that followed.
Yeah, there's no other way to put Ramos than that he's clutch. He came last year. He won the Southern match for us too. He went out there at 38 and he beat Barnett, and and he poured it on him too. And he knows when his teammates need him, he's going to be there to answer the call.
You really beat the clock tonight. Now Harrison gets a takedown in overtime at 31 seconds, but a stalling call right before the buzzer at 170 gives you an extra bonus point, and Austin Roth gets an extra bonus point with about 1/10 of a second remaining.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if there's time on the clock, you can still score points, and these guys know that even though the matches, their individual match might be sealed up. There's other aspects than just their individual wins and losses, and they're always out there trying to get an extra point for our team, and I'm just thankful that they just keep wrestling. They listen to us, and they take our advice, and we hope that it works out a lot, and that we have that kind of faith in each other.
There's a lot of speculation out there. Where are we in the PowerPoint situation?
I think they'll come out on next Monday, so we're not really sure. I mean, it's a pretty complicated. We try to do it too. There's a new aspect in there where you can't get more power points than what your opponent gets in a loss than your opponent gets for a win. So we might be the second seed, but if we keep wrestling like this, I mean, we made it through this week 4-0. We had just about every guy out of the 32 guys in our room have the flu over the last week and a half, and I'm pretty excited to finally see our team how we're going to look when we don't have the flu. If this is how we look right now, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you back here Wednesday night against Voorhees.
Yep, thank you very much. All
right, Stateliners beat Southern 29-25. A technical fall, 3 majors, 4 regular decisions. Southern with 2 falls and/or forfeits, a major, and 3 regular decisions. Phillipsburg with the win will go to 10-2. Southern with the loss falls to 14-2. And we will be back here Wednesday night, 6:50 approximately, will be our webcast time as the Stateliners host Voorhees. For our supervising broadcast technician, Jared Marchicelli, I'm Mike Moore. For Bob Kerp, have a great night.